Hey guys, we are in my studio today because I need to take a bunch of product photography and I thought I would show you my whole process, show you the models, show you the magic, how I get pictures of these guys up on my website. So if that is something that you're interested in, then come on, keep watching. So this is my studio setup, and this is not the studio setup that I started with. So there would literally be a table here or a chair or any other type of flat surface, and the natural light coming in from the window would make beautiful, wonderful photos. And over the years, I have upgraded to this setup where no matter what the weather is, no matter what time of day it is, I can take consistent photos of my products because I have these beautiful lights here. And if you're wondering about all this equipment, that is all listed in my description box down below. And it's been really convenient having a camera dedicated to product photography. And this guy is always there. I don't have to keep fiddling around, taking him off of his tripod while I film videos or, you know, whatnot. So this is all stuff that I've accumulated over even longer than 5 years because I don't know if you guys know, but at one point I tried to be a photographer. That didn't work out. So I have all this photography equipment now, which has come in handy for my soap business. So what am I going to be taking photographs of today? You might be wondering. These are my models. I have brand new bath bombs that I need to get up on the site. Look at this Poppet unicorn. How gorgeous is he? And I have a nice little mermaid bath bomb I need to take pictures of. And then I have this really fun guy. He is a bath bomb cauldron type of thing with a toy inside, which is totally different. I've never done something like this before, but I know that they are super popular with kids, so I figured for this Halloween I'd add them to my site. So this needs to go up there because I'm kind of late putting this up on the website, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And then I have other items that I don't know if I'll get on the website today. We'll see. But the goal is to get these up on the website before I leave on a vacation. I'm going away for about 5 days to visit my family. So this all needs to get done. A quick little thing about these lamps or these lights is that they emit a white light which mimics sunlight. And that is super important if you have studio lights because products look best under a white natural light, which is why taking pictures in front of an open window works so well. And there is a spot here in this camera, and I'm heartbroken to say that I might have to replace this camera because I think it's something internal inside of this vlogging camera. I love this camera so much, but I have dropped it so many times, and I think it's time to replace them because that is bothering me. Sorry guys, if you're going to be looking at that the whole video. And for these pictures, I'm going to take the plastic wrap off. The reason why I chose these particular models is because they need to be rewrapped anyways. They have holes in their wrapping, which I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? I don't think you can. I can see it. Let me see. It's right here. There you go. That's a better shot of it. And they have to be wrapped anyways. This can happen when you have biodegradable film. You get holes in it, but I don't mind. I just rewrap it. But I'm going to take pictures of these without the film around them. And when I'm taking pictures of bath bombs, I like to have two because I want to show the customer the thickness of the bath bomb. Because if you just have this guy, like this, then you don't really know. Whoop. I dropped him, but he's okay. He's okay. He survived. Customers don't really know how thick a bath bomb is just by looking at it straight on. So I like to have like two perspectives like this. And then I like to take two photos because the type of website that I have, if you hover your cursor over the photo, it changes, and I like the little animation effect. Maybe I'll try to get a picture of it like this, I think, and then maybe like this. I don't know. You'll see when I take the pictures. So you can't see the spot now. It's so weird. It's only sometimes the spot shows up. So here is the bath bomb unwrapped. It's a gorgeous Poppet unicorn. This is a mold that I got from Breaking the Mold YYC, and it's one of their, I forget what it's called, this type of mold right here. And this is literally one of the easiest types of molds you'll ever use. You just stuff it full of the bath bomb mix and then you slam it down and lift it up and you're done. And the scent is Thousand Wishes by Fizz Fairy, and it smells so magical and so beautiful. I love the glitter detail on his mane. So pretty. And I made these to replace the other unicorn bath bomb I had on my website. I loved how that unicorn looked, but honestly it was so hard to make those bath bombs. I just was like, once I sold the last one, I realized I never wanted to make another one of those again. Maybe down the line, but I needed a break from making those guys. So this unicorn is going to replace that guy. Sometimes positioning these guys can be a little tricky, but you want to be able to capture the best angle, obviously, because these are what's going to be selling these guys. It's not the scent, because online customers can't smell things just yet. Another huge benefit of having a camera dedicated to product photography is that you don't have to fiddle with the settings all the time. It makes everything just very, very easy. These guys are on a Lazy Susan, which turns, which is really convenient if you want to adjust the angle without moving the product too much. So have a flash I like to use. I think it's okay without the flash actually. So it was a little too flat there. So I'm just going to use the other bath bomb to help prop it up. That might be, yeah, that's way better. Gorgeous. I'm going to use the flash. Beautiful. Now I mentioned that I wanted to show the thickness of the unicorn. So I think I might, this might be a little tricky, but cute. Next up are these beautiful mermaid tails. With the little mermaid coming out, I thought I would do a fun Ariel tail moment. And her tail is 2 different shades of green. I tried to do that here, but I don't know. It's not as impactful as I thought it would be. And I used Unleash the Kraken biodegradable glitter from Fizz Fairy, which looks gorgeous on the tail. I just really love this shape of bath bomb. These are so cute. And the best part is the mold that I use to press these guys is so easy to use, and they make really great bath bombs. They do get a little cracking here in the middle, but that's okay. They're fine. I just really love the scaling detail. All right, let's take a picture of these guys. This is why this camera's broken now. Now to pose him. That's good. I think it's gonna look good. If you find that the light is too bright, you can go down a few notches with these lamps, which is nice. I don't want scaling detail. Perfect. Lovely. Next up, the skulls. So I think for these skulls, I'm going to position them like that. That should be good. Nice. Awesome. I demoed one of these in the bathtub, and these are the coolest bath bombs I've ever tried in my bathtub. It just spills up over the top of him like a cauldron. And I had so much fun playing with this. And the best part about these cauldron bath bombs is that they are so easy to make. If you're not good at making bath bombs, make these. And kids just snap them up. They're so fun. There's also a little toy inside too, which adds to the funness of everything. But because they're contained in these cauldrons, they also take forever to fizz out. Like a little bit of water would touch the top and then it would spill out, and then you'd have so much bath bomb left inside of these guys. So these could definitely last a couple of baths. Like it lasts way too long for me. And I had half of the bath bomb mix still left in these things. A little handle. So not only is there a toy inside, but the kids can just play with the actual skull as a toy. Win, 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 win. So I got all of the shots that I needed. I'm going to take the SD card out of my camera and process them in my computer in Lightroom. So So here we are in Lightroom, and these are pictures that I took of my glow-in-the-dark shower gel that I took with my really nice camera. So we're gonna use that for our product pics for this body gel, which I also took pictures of. I didn't show that on camera. Let's put a pin in this for now and add the photos that we just took. So we're gonna click add photos and then find your SD card that you have attached to your computer. And here are all the photos that I took. So I'm just going to select all the ones that I took, and then I'm gonna click add items. It takes a little bit to import, but while it's importing, let's check out these pictures. I'm still trying to figure out how to take really good pictures in the dark with my cameras. But anyways, here are some of the pictures coming in now. And you can see right out of the gate that they're all really good so far. Like, they're pretty crisp, but I still like to edit them a little bit to really bring out the best in each photo. So starting with my Enchanted Lane body gel or shower gel, I'm going to click the filter, or I'm going to click the adjustment button to start my adjustments. And the first thing I'm going to do is make this a little bit more exposed. And one thing you want to make sure too when you're doing any type of edits or photo edits on your computer, make sure the actual display on your screen is to the brightest that it can be. So now that we have made sure our display is the brightest it could be, I'm gonna adjust the exposure of this picture so that's a little bit brighter. We're going to adjust the contrast so that the blacks stand out from the other shades in the picture. And then for highlights, you might think, okay, I want to enhance the highlights, but what you really want to do is make them less so that you wash out the picture a little bit. Because once you wash it out, when you add an adjustment to the picture, it adds it to everything in the picture. So we're going to lessen the highlights. We're going to decrease the shadows just a little bit to make the picture just a little bit more even. And then we're going to increase the whites, and we're going to lessen, or we're going to deepen those blacks. And now we're going to crush those blacks a little bit more just to give that picture a little bit more pop. So if we go down here to tone curve, the way we do that is go to the lower bottom left hand of this slant and just bring it down just a little bit. And then on the other corner, on the other side in the top right side of the tone curve, we're gonna lift this up just a little bit. And the change is subtle, like if I turn this off, but it's there, you see? This makes it a little bit more crisp and a little bit, gives it a little bit more oomph. So down where we have color, I normally don't change anything in this part of Lightroom, but if the picture turned out a little bit more cool toned because of a cloudy day, or if the pictures turned out a little bit warm toned because of a really sunny day, then you would play around with the temperature here to make it a little bit more cool or a little bit warmer. But because I have more controlled lighting, I don't have to worry about that as much as I used to. But back when I was taking pictures in front of a window, that was a big problem for me. So don't have to worry about that anymore with the studio, which is awesome. And when it comes to the color mixer where you can change the saturation of certain colors, you really don't want to play with this too much because you really want the pictures on your website to be representative of what the products actually look like in real life. So if you're playing with saturations and changing colors, like I can make this purple look really purple if I want to, then you're kind of verging on the territory of deceiving your customers. So I don't play around with the color mixer at all. Very, 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 very rarely do I do this. So for this instance, I'm leaving it alone. If you go down to effects, I like to increase the texture just a titch, and I like to increase the clarity up a little bit as well. And for the dehaze, I like to bump this up to 9, and that makes a huge difference. When you dehaze a picture, it really takes it from photo that you took on your camera to a photo you can see in a magazine or on a website. It really makes it super, super crisp. And then down where it says detail, I always bring the sharpening up to this area here where that border between gray and red, the red is telling you that it's going to be too sharp and it's going to start to look grainy. So stay within the border lines and you should be fine. And then for optics, this is the last part that I adjust. Because I'm using a lens with my camera, that tends to distort the photo just a little bit. You might not notice that when you look at this photo, but when I select these, there is a difference. Did you catch that? Let me turn that on and off for you again. This is it with it off, and this is it with it on. It's very subtle, but it makes a difference, a big difference in my eyes. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the angle of the product is perfectly straight. So I'm going to click this crop and rotate feature here. And I'm going to play around with this sliding scale. As soon as you move it around, you're going to get these grid lines, which is super helpful in helping you figure out if your sides are straight. And my sides are pretty straight here, so I don't really need to adjust it too much. But I want to make sure that the bottle sides are pretty parallel to the grid marks, which it is, which is awesome. And I'm actually going to bring it in a little bit here, and that's it. Bring it to the center, and then I'm going to go back to the adjustment panel, and there you go. That is my product photo. So for the rest of my products, I can easily just copy it, go to my product, and then paste it on top. And from this, I'm going to micro adjust the settings because I did play with it a little bit in the camera. I fiddled with the settings just a little bit, and I also adjusted the lights as well, the brightness of it. So it might need a little bit of adjustment in that sense, but most of the time I just copy and paste and I apply it to all of them. So for this picture, I don't think I need too much adjustment. I'm just going to bring in the sides, and I'm going to make sure that it is perfectly straight, which it is. Photos or files for your business, it's always good to have a naming convention so that you can easily find that photo. Once you get to the point after 5 years of thousands of pictures and thousands of products, then you really want to make sure that you have a system in place that'll help you pinpoint where that photo is hiding. So I'm going to save this in my documents. I also create very specific folders to store all of my photos because that also helps in finding where these photos are when I need to use them. So now here are the bath bomb pictures. And you can see how with these two photos that if I use them as my product pictures in my website, if you hover over it, it'll look like an animated skull that's moving. And I'm just going to paste my settings, and that looks pretty good right there. I don't need to adjust it too much. A lot of business stuff is finding ways to streamline everything so that you're able to do things faster and be more efficient with your time. Okay, I really like that as the main shot. See how if I paste it, it's really bright and it has blown out the edges here. We can definitely adjust that by bringing down the exposure and bringing down the whites. So that's a little bit more even. Bring down the contrast a little bit and just kind of keep tweaking it until it looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. Are you guys excited, or are you dreading the release of The Little Mermaid, the live action version? I think I'm on the borderline. I'm not sure if I'm excited about it because I'm a huge fan of Little Mermaid and it's what I grew up on. I just don't want them to ruin it. So let's go back to here. We'll copy those settings and we'll paste it onto here. So let's copy this, go back here, and paste it. There you go. That's much better. Lightroom makes photo editing so quick and easy. And this video isn't sponsored by Lightroom, but I absolutely love Lightroom and highly recommend it to any business owner that really want to take the best possible pictures they can of their products. Here are my unicorns. Well, that's super pretty. Bring it in. See, that's a little bright for me. So I'm going to bring it down a skosh. Once you start losing detail in a photo, that's how you know you need to adjust something. And that's it. Hey guys, we are back after a couple of days, and the reason why I look a little different is because I had to stop filming. I was trying to get everything up on my website and my internet was being really slow and I had to leave for my vacation. So I had to stop filming there, but we are resuming filming and here is the final result. If you go to my shop and you go to bath bombs, you can see there are my beautiful bath bombs right here. Let me move this guy over a little bit so you can see how the two different angles play against one another when you hover over it with my cursor. And then here on this side is the Pegasus Pop It bath bomb. I think it's a neat effect. And if you look at all the product listings on my website, they all have that slight shift in position. And that's something that I think adds a little bit of interest to the product listings and is just kind of a neat feature. These bath bombs don't have it, strangely. I should fix that, but but it's little touches like that that really help a product listing stand out. So that is it. I really hope you liked this kind of video and I hope you learned a little bit more about product photography and the strategies that I have for my product photos, and maybe you can apply it to your own photos and your own products if you are struggling with that kind of thing. So if I helped you out, leave me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then please subscribe. I have links to my website in my description box below if you want to check it out, as well as all the products that I currently sell. That's all in my description box. But if you're the part of the audience that wants to learn how to make all the stuff that I sell, then all of that, my recipes are on my Patreon, which is also linked in my description box. And speaking of my Patreon, thank you to my patrons. Your contributions and generosity are so appreciated. I love each and every one of you, especially my both BFFs listed right here. You guys are so awesome, sweet, and kind, and I would not be able to do what I do without you guys. So thank you so much. So that is it. Until the next one, keep smiling, keep being awesome, keep making beautiful, amazing things like bath and body products that you take gorgeous pictures of to put on your website, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.